Welcome back, fellow guitar geeks. Are you bored or stuck in a rut? Do you want to be more diverse as a guitarist? Try new things? Do you enjoy playing a variety of musical styles? If so, you will enjoy today's profile of John 5, which includes my personal Motley Crue fan history and footage from the show I went to in June. When I was about 8 or 9 years old, I got way into Motley Crue's first 2 albums. I even bought studded leather wristbands and had a Crue bandana. Needless to say, their music was a huge part of my childhood growing up in LA. I still listen to them all the time. Being an LA band, they were on the radio several times a day, every day. I'd get plenty of Crue music whenever I needed it. I remember my parents being afraid to let me get Shout at the Devil because of the massive pentagram on the album cover, though I ended up getting it later anyway. But I never saw them live. Back then, I was too young to go to their shows, and by the time I was old enough, my music taste moved on to other things. So when a friend here in Prague asked me about them and said, "Do you want to go to the show?" I said, "Yeah, let's go." He had no idea I was such a longtime Crue fan. He was new to the Crue, so before the show, we watched The Dirt, some classic videos, and I gave him a history lesson. I was aware about Mick Mars leaving the band and all the drama that surrounded it, and that John 5 was the new guitarist. I'd never really listened to John 5 aside from the Rob Zombie or Marilyn Manson songs that I'd hear online or on the radio. I found out that he'd been a Crue fan since he was a kid, just like me. It was June 2nd, a huge outdoor concert with Def Leppard opening. We'll do a video on them later too. Out in a huge field in the eastern outskirts of Prague. Thankfully, it didn't rain. Prague is the capital of the Czech Republic, which is between Germany, Poland, Austria, and Slovakia in Central Europe. Here's me and my friend at the metro station. It was a massive crowd, great stage setup, and huge screens. The live sound was very loud, just the way I like it. Rock and rollers know how to get loud. The projection screens had all these filters and effects on the live footage of the band. I'd never seen this before and I thought it was pretty awesome. The show was filled with old school classics and all the hits, everything I wanted to hear. Here's Too Fast for Love from the first album, an example of the cool effects on the screen. A new breakdown part in the middle of Shout at the Devil. Here are the insane stage props during Girls, Girls, Girls. And thanks to the gods of rock and roll, I got the whole solo guitar spot, which we'll cover later in the video. John 5 was born John William Lowry on July 31st, 1970 in Michigan. He started out as a session guitarist in LA in the late 80s. Through all those different projects, he started getting noticed, playing with Lita Ford and on Paul Stanley's Live to Win album. In 1996, he formed the band 2 with the metal god himself, Rob Halford. They only lasted a couple of years, after which he played on David Lee Roth's DLR Band album. Then, after a tour with Halford, he met up with Marilyn Manson and ended up being in the band. Manson was the one who gave him the stage name John 5. After several years with Manson, in 2004 he started his solo career with a short-lived band called Loser. His solo career continues to this day, releasing a string of solo albums, countless guest spots, and albums. Just check out his Wikipedia page for his massively ridiculous musical resume. He also started working with Rob Zombie around this time in 2005. This was his most long-term gig yet, 17 years. Then in 2022, Mr. Five was ready for yet another changing chapter in his life. In October 2022, it was announced that Mick Mars was leaving Motley Crue. Very soon after, a day or two later, John Five was announced as the new guitarist in Motley Crue. Since the Crue was such a personal lifetime favorite, I was very interested to see how this was going to go. After the concert in June and learning about his passion and dedication, I thought, the Crue are in good hands. Get it? Good hands. Guitars. Hands. I look forward to hearing the new album they're working on together. I haven't even heard a fraction of all the work he's done, but I've heard him play a wide variety of guitars. I really like the recent bonus episode he did focusing on guitar on Kenny Aronoff's YouTube channel. He played rock, country, jazz, metal, crazy effects guitars, all perfectly played with great feel. We'll get more in depth into that in a later video. Here's his solo spot from the Crue concert. Let's break it down.
We love you. On guitar, I want to introduce the one and only. I call him the Wizard. You can call him John Motherfucking Five. Go!
Today we started our deep dive into John Five's wide range of guitar expertise. From his early session work all the way up to his current gig as Motley Crue's guitarist. The big takeaway? There are three key benefits of learning from John Five: creativity, diversity, and discipline. His creativity is boundless. He can play literally any style of guitar. From the old school solo jazz guitar, to country, to the most modern heavy rock and metal. To crazy wild effects, noisy atonal, dissonant and strange, and everything in between. You can learn a lot from his childlike wonder and excitement towards exploring new guitar sounds, ideas, and playing styles. He's constantly practicing and learning new things. Diversity. Like I said, he can play anything and on a Telecaster, which isn't easy because the Tele has such a specific sound. As you can see, it's all about how you play it. Going from David Lee Roth to Marilyn Manson to Rob Zombie to Motley Crue, along with the countless sessions, guest spots, and side projects. The creativity brings out the diversity and vice versa. Discipline. You don't get to be amazing at all these guitar styles without a lot of practice and discipline. Focusing and playing for hours on end. It takes time and work to get to that point. You need discipline to focus your creativity and diversity. These three elements are interconnected, each one helping the other two evolve. The possibilities truly are endless. I hope this video helps you to expand your own creativity, diversity, and discipline. Happy explorations. Thank you for watching. I hope this helps you immensely. I know you see my big smiles, so please go ahead and do the usual. Drop a comment and let me know which John 5 projects you like the most. Then hit the bell to get updates on future videos. Join us. Click the link in the video description below. You'll get updates on future videos as well as cool, helpful bonus stuff. Have an awesome creative day. He also started working with Romby.